we are back. We are coding again, and I'm just excited to be here. For those of you who don't know, my name is Adam. My channel is called Coding Things IRL because that is what I do. And I'm working on a lite brite game using 3JS and basically just 3JS. We do have a MongoDB database for storage, and we're using Express on the back end naturally. But we still have quite a bit of work to do, but I'd say that the bulk is behind us. The majority of it is behind us, the bulk of our work, to be clear. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've kind of been dying on YouTube, where I normally maybe get like average of 10 or 20 subscribers a week. This past week I didn't get any, and it's been tough, but I'm persevering, and I just wanted to share that with you guys that it's not been very easy mentally lately, because, you know, for the mental aspect of this, there has to be some kind of reward, and there has been none lately. So I am just kind of riding on empty in terms of the reward, which is unusual for me, because this is normally the time that I would give up, and yet I'm still here. So very, very different dynamic for me personally. If I could just go into my personal stuff. Okay, enough of all that. Now, I just heard myself briefly. I don't think I'm on the right microphone. Yeah, we're on default. We need to be on this guy right here. And it should sound better pretty much instantly. I'll probably pop over to the stream and make sure that it does sound better. Let's check that. This guy right here. And it should sound better pretty much instantly. I'll probably pop over to the stream and make sure that it... Oh yeah, it sounds 100 times better. Okay. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and do the intro again, because I need this footage. Because as I mentioned, I'm dying on YouTube. I'm dying, guys. I'm dying. Nobody's tuning in. Nobody cares about coding. What is this? Everybody wants to see Jensen Wong signing some chick's boobie. I'm a married man. I can't be signing boobies. Can't be signing boobies when you're a married man. Not that I'd want to, anyway. Anyway, let's get out of that realm of thought. Okay. Currently not running. But we were a second ago, so all good. We had a picture up. It looked great. I think what I'm going to do today is work on Control-Y redo, because that is an important feature. It's one that I still find myself reaching for, even though it doesn't exist. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we can implement that. But first I got to put something up on the screen to attract people. How about the thummy up thing? Can we make a thummy up thing? Let's go 24. No. We'll go 16 on the width, 24 on the height for this little thummy up thing. Not a circle, but a rectangle. Yes. Okay, so thummy up. I want it to be a little wider than that, actually, to be fair. 20 on the width. There we go. And I don't see... I think I'm going to have to go 10-10 on the reduction. That's probably good enough. Yeah, whatever. A point. So that's a circle of 1, 1. Perfect. And probably about right here is where the thumb starts to recess. This is kind of a little janky, the way that it... See that? It thinks it's too close to some of those, and it's not registering correctly. It's pretty... you have to click it a couple of times. It's pretty jank, actually. Doesn't feel good at all. I gotta get that fixed. I do know what that is, pretty much off the top of my head. So let me try to muddle my way through getting this looking halfway decent. I don't think it is gonna look decent. It's gonna look deformed because of the issues that I'm having. Yeah, that doesn't look anything like what I'm trying to draw. Okay, I'm gonna try to draw something else, and then we'll move on. So 20 and 24 on a circle. Sorry, on a rectangle, and just this and this, and then we'll go 12, 12. Start recessing. And it never turns out good when I go fast. I didn't mean to do that like that. And that fixes that. Yeah, it never turns out okay when I go fast. But then again, I'm just not like the best artist in the world. Not even close. Not the best coder in the world either, but whatever. Okay. Not the best in the world is sometimes what you have to work with, but whatever. What is this? What is going on here? Yeah, I guess I can just use this chat window. Am I using laptop or PC? Laptop today. Hey, what's up, Cellbear? Oh, gosh. I don't think I need to leave it like that. Let's go on unbordered. The width original was 24. And we can make the height like, what, 5? Something like that. Well, let's make it skinnier on a 16. There we go. Kind of. Yeah, whatever. Nothing happened. I'm just trying out different setups and everything, and I figured it might be better for me to have a laptop with a smaller screen, and also my my desktop is sort of put away right now because I'm just coming back from being on vacation, and I don't know if you know this, but I work in a tiny outside shed, and the moisture here is pretty bad unless I'm running the dehumidifier. And so, long story short, I moved all of my expensive metal equipment in the house, and I still have yet to move it back out here. So, laptop today. RTX 3050 i5 Gen 12, what, 24 gigs of RAM? 256 NVMe SSD, and that's about it. Windows 11, as you could probably tell. I think so, I think it is. I love this laptop, but it's my first gaming laptop. And now I'm a believer. I think I'll only get gaming laptops from now on, because it's just such a smoother experience, and I don't mind the heat. Let's say if you can't stand the heat, get out of the programming kitchen. Okay, let's fix an issue. The issue that I'm having right now is if the point pen is too close to other points, then sometimes it doesn't work. See that? I'm clicking a lot and sometimes it's just not working. That's no good. Now, in Renderer, there's various preventions of things coming in too close to each other, and I think one of them is just a little bit too strict. So let's go find that. It would definitely be using the distance 2 of the vector 3 class, the distance 2 method of the vector 3 class from the 3JS library, to be exact. And this is saying that the too close here is that the distance 2 is any other number than 0, and that's about as exact as you can get it, obviously. So I don't think that's it. This right here is in deleting, and I don't see. I also have that equal 0. I don't think this is it either. Let's go into shapes and see if we have this. Okay, right here is a different application. This is actually going to be something else. I'm wondering if we get rid of this or return true every time, will that fix the issue? Because the other comparisons to 0 are very exact. So this is going to do two things right now, because this in-circle radius is taking a rectangle and it's shaving off the non-circular parts. So when we set our circle, we'll see a rectangle. That's expected. Now, when we set it to width, height 1, 1, hopefully, and I think it's true, every time I see a preview and I click, it works. This is great. This is exactly what I want. I will say that the preview and the peg that I'm putting out is offset by the radius, and I don't want that. So let me see what we can do about that. First of all, we didn't really fix this issue. Okay. Now we have radius times x coefficient. I think what we want to do instead of that is we want to average out the x and y coefficient. As annoying as it is, nope, I changed my mind. We don't want to do that because right now we're only using the width as a dimension. If we were to incorporate width and height and turn these into an ellipse, then that would be a little bit of a different story. But we're not doing that right now, so yeah, I don't even know why I'm bringing it up. Okay, chat time. Okay, IdeaPad 3, what's cooking today? Making the lite brite game, and I'm fixing right now this point issue, and then I want to do Control Y redo if there's time. IdeaPad 3, yes, IdeaPad 3. Calculus are a terrible nightmare. What do you mean IdeaPad? Oh, IdeaPad is a Lenovo laptop. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so back to coding. So here we're doing make circle, and if we have radius less than 1, then we return rectangle. I think this should be less than or equal to 1. Let's see. So here's the radius circle 1. It is still less than or equal to 1. And we're returning a rectangle, but the rectangle is still offset. And I'm wondering if it's just always offset. I think it is always offset. Here we have a midpoint, and we're adjusting a midpoint. But that's not right at that point, right? The midpoint should be already adjusted. It should be. I believe. Rectangle.length. So we don't have... Oh, we do have a length. Yeah. So there is a length. That's good. I'm wondering... So at this point, and the rectangle actually. So when we do the rectangle, we're actually doing something there to offset it. Okay, so half width, half height. So blah blah. Here's where we're getting the positions. And in this case, we would have only one inside of this loop. We'd have one X and one Y, making one position, a single position. And it would be plus X. What is X in this case? X would be 0. So we would be adding 0. So the position is unmanipulated. The position of the single point in a rectangle, if we were to have a single point, it would be unmanipulated because we would be adding 0. Whatever this is, minus the half width, but then times this. But we have an order of operations issue. Now, that's interesting. So actually what we'd be doing is plus 0 minus the half width. That's the problem. That's actually a problem, I think. We don't want to do it that way. What exactly are we trying to do? So we are subtracting the half width. We are always offsetting that, and then also if it's 1, then it's going to come in lower than half width. So I think that we have to do something more to this. So if our half width if we have a width and a height of 1, let's say. If we don't want it to be, basically we don't want it to be offset at all. At this point, we don't want it to be offset. This, I think, would become a microscopic offset. We could do math.floor on width and height divided by 2, and that might work. So math floor divided by 2, not times x coefficient inside of that. We don't want to floor that. That's right, yeah, because that would give us 0 every time, because this x and y coefficient is way less than 1. All right. Sorry for all the math, by the way, but as you can see right there, it's fixed. Now the point is pretty much showing up exactly where we want it to. We make the circle bigger. It still feels good. So I would definitely call that fixed. Where are we? Chat's here. Alright guys, fixed one issue. If you're here, like the stream, subscribe, do whatever you need to do because I'm dying on YouTube. I guess, please. I should say please. That would be really a better way to say that. I'm sorry, it's early in the morning and I'm like not feeling very social. I just want to work on this and move on. Alright, let's commit it. So we're not going to be committing our index. I did that because I still don't have my connection string. Okay. Now that comment there, I think I'm going to need to go ahead and remove that. I had to make that corny joke. I'm sorry for that. Alright guys, I gotta go get this dog. I'll be right back. put some cool stuff on the screen maybe. Yeah, I'm funny sometimes, bro. I'm funny sometimes. Alright, hold on a second. No, I didn't kill the dog. That's my dog. I brought it inside. Alright guys, so did I commit this yet? I meant to. Okay, so I didn't because I want to get rid of that comment or test a little bit further, whichever. Alright, so rectangle of 1 and 1 should also be fixed as well. That's fixed. So I should be able to do what I was trying to do before. 20, 24. Okay, lay that. And 10, no, 12 and 12. Alright, I'm not going to take off that much from either side. I want to leave plenty to work with. Alright, now back to a point, which is 1 and 1, no matter what your shape is. These should probably be not radio buttons, never mind. They're not mutually exclusive. They are not. Alright, so kind of thumb-like, huh? How are we going to make it look like a thumb? I mean, kind of not really. probably as thumbly as it will get. And then like, I don't think that's gonna be it, but whatever. I'm trying to make a thumbs up, and it looks weird. It's like a weird broom or something. I don't even know. I know that the thumb should probably be the same thickness as all the other fingers. Ew. A big old sore thumb or something. Ow, my thumb! I don't think that looks anything like what I'm going for. So what, 4 and 24 on the height. Let's see, what does it look like on anything? Okay, alright, so it's like, yeah, it's way more defined than what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, I get it. I got it. Okay. So, back to the point pen. 1 and 1. Let's go ahead and fill these guys in. Up to about there, I guess. Still looking weird. That looks better than what it did before, but it's not done yet. It's not done yet. Don't worry about it. Alright, so the kind of important things here is the thumb has an angle like that. And there's a lot more to it than just the what I had on there. So let's do, what? 10 and 10? I really don't know on triangles. Yeah, like that. Start to take a little bit of it away. And then this point kind of suck. Hold on. This one I think has that issue. Look at that. See that? Triangle has the issue. Okay, perfect. Well, coding now. So add triangle is the name of the function. Add triangle. Yeah, right here, half width and half height. We're gonna floor it the same way. Okay, great. And then the order of operations issue down here. I'm gonna take care of that as well. Okay, so the order of operations issue, I forgot completely, to be honest. Did we deal with it, actually? I don't see it being dealt with here. Do you? I don't. Yeah, I don't. Did I imagine that, or? I guess I imagined that. I guess I imagined an order of operations issue. Cool. But that means I don't have to fix one. Alright, did I fix the triangle? Is my question. Yeah, there we go. Nice and fixed. That'll make it much more pleasant when it ends up in the right place. That was what I was just experiencing. Okay. So we'll do single point adjustment. Really, it's just flooring the half width, flooring the unscaled half width, so that it's integer division. It's integer division. at that point. Since it's integer division, we could use the double slash mark, and it should have the exact same effect, right? So here we have the figure like that, but we could maybe simplify it if we take away the floor. Don't forget this little parentheses here, and then just put two slash marks like that. Oh, but I guess we can't do that here. Let's see. What is JavaScript? Integer division. Aha. The answer is there is none. Oops. Well, oh well. As long as we have the same thing accomplished, we can sleep at night. Alright, what's up, chat? Aditya Singh, hello, good to see you. Lincoln, you love smoking, that's good to see. Did I kill the dog? No, looks like a toilet. Okay. Did you have a weed vape or normal vape? This is a normal vape. This is just, what do you call it? Nicotine. Nicotine. It's good to see you all. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. We just fixed this point pen issue, and we're going to move on. Turn this music down slightly. I said slightly. Okay, perfect. I'll probably have to turn it up on the OBS. No, that's fine. Alright, perfect. So, we committed it. Did we? No. Single point adjustments. Yeah, so I'll say int division half width. Is there anywhere else where we have that half width? No, I think we took care of it. It's all good. I'm going to commit that, and we'll clean it up later if we need to. Can I make rings? No, I've never been able to make rings. I've never been able to make rings. Like on accident, maybe a couple of times I've made rings, but nope. I can do a retreat. Hold on. That's about all I could do. Oops. Okay. No, it's not hard, dude. It's not hard, bro. Okay, so the real thing that I wanted to do today is the Control Y redo, because it's one of those things that I am constantly just trying to do, even though it doesn't exist. It just, my fingers just do it. So we're gonna get that going. And I just realized also we need to support Mac as well, I think. I don't know if Web GPU is supported on Mac yet. Maybe somebody can answer that in the chat. But we need to support it nonetheless, because it will fall back to OpenGL or WebGL, which is supported by all systems pretty much. Okay, so we just have to see which one we can do. Actually, we are not currently falling back on the renderer, which might be good, which might be good to fix. So we need to do Control Y redo. That's what we're doing right now. So on main.js, we can look at the way that Control Z works and kind of figure out how we're going to do Control Y. Okay, so we do have an undo function here, and the undo function says if state history is greater than 1, then we'll pop off the state history and we will rewrite the state based on the last piece of history. Okay, pretty easy. But we need to add to this where we have prev state and we have state history right here. let's see where we define state history. And let's call, we'll call this one undo history. And it will start off as a blank array. And the undo history will be treated as the state history when we do redo. It'll be pretty much exactly the same, only it'll operate secondarily to undo. What do I mean by that? Here is where we're doing an undo operation. So here we would do an undo history operation. But that's not right, actually. I don't think that's what we want to, because we want it to be what it was prior to changing the state. So we want to do it first before we actually perform the undo, redo, whatever. Here we're pushing the entire state, which is I think what we're doing to our histories. So we're pushing the entire state as it is before the redo, so that when we perform the redo, we can basically just do this, except for the other one. So I think what I want to do right now is create a function called build state from history. And I want to pass it in. I want to pass in the history thing. So history is something that I'm passing in. All right. That way we can use it for both. Yeah, no, not that. We can use it for both undo and redo, because we will have to do the same kind of spread operation. So if history.length equals 0, return. Then what we want to do, let's see, I think, yeah, that so the redo thing will be separate. So we can go straight into state equals and then open that up and just build that out, and it should be sophisticated enough. Yeah, it's not sophisticated enough. Okay, that sucks. State.pegs.map. Yes, I want the exact same figure. I don't want it changed. There's no reason to have it different. Alright. So here, finally, we can replace with that. And now we can create our redo function like this. Yes, exactly. And I think that when we do redo, most of the time, the way that works is when we press Control Y, we're done. We can no longer press Control Z. That clears the undo history, I think. Right? No, it clears the state history. State history is going to be just a blank array, I believe. Right? Because I'm thinking about it right now. If I'm sitting here, if I do undo, oop, I undid one too many. Redo. Maybe I can go backwards. Redo, undo. Yeah, at that point I can go backwards. So this is invalid right here. Now, the point where I can't go backwards, but the point where I can't redo anymore, is when I make a change. Any kind of change. Yeah. So we have another. This right here. anytime we're adding a non-preview peg, that's when we're going to clear the undo history, which is weird. But just trust me. All right. Only thing left is to try it out. And have it break. What's the issue? Come on. Don't tease me. What's the issue? An unexpected token. Come on, I'm better than that. It's not my fault, though. Clearly see it's not my fault. That's not right. That's not right. I know that's not right. Do everything by myself, by hand. Can't even get good help these days. It's terrible. Truly terrible. Alright, but I think there's something else too. Yes. What is it? Math dot. Where is that? We're in shapes? Oh, okay. Yeah, wrong file. Unfortunate typo. Fixed nonetheless. We got another error somewhere? Oh, that's the only thing I don't care about. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So, so far I can't click, which is no bueno. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Assignment to a constant variable? You're kidding me. I definitely don't want that to be a constant variable anymore. So let's go back to main. And we'll find it. Where is it? Do history. Yeah, I don't know. Just let that. I don't need to fix more than that. Now I can control Z. And I forgot to bind the event to a key. So let's try that. Perfect. So far, no good. All right, but that's okay. Let's see if it's firing. All right, so it is firing. That's good. Very happy about that. And let's go ahead and console log whatever this redo state is. And see if it's the right thing. Taking a nice, slow approach. Okay. Alright, first impression. There's a lot more console logs on here that I don't need. So let's take a little second to get rid of them. Over here and on render. Right. Perfect. Alright, now let me refresh it. Alright, now I have my control Y here. And it looks fine. I have pegs length 2. So I just pressed Control Y there. And the pegs that I have is length 3. So everything looks fine. I think that that's... Okay, 1 second. So undo is working, redo is not. When I look and I see that the pegs are... They're there. They are there. I have 2 on the board, and I press redo, and then I have 3 in the console. So that seems correct to me. Let's see what's going on. Get state history, push. I don't think we... I'm not sure about that right there. But I don't think that would be messing it up. I think I know what's going on. We're able to effectively filter them. Hold on a second. So I'm adding a whole bunch. Now I'm going to control Y a whole bunch. Back to here. Oops. Don't look at my browsing history. No! I'm just kidding, guys. Then I add 1. Okay, yeah, so it's not working. That's right. Alright, so Control Z, blah, 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 blah. Still not working. I don't know. Let's go to the chat. What do you guys think's going on? Yeah, what's up, Dead Inside? Make rings. What's the plan for this game? And do you plan on selling copies or making it free for all? It will definitely, absolutely be free for everybody to play. Plan right now is to make it fixable, playable, and not frustrating, and then get it released. That's the only plan. And in the immediate right now, I'm trying to add Control Y redo, and I just fixed the little issue with the point that was bothering me. So yeah, I'm just fixing stuff as I see it. Yep. So redo. Let's go ahead and I think, yeah, alright, so we're able to effectively filter these in the build from state history, but we are not able to effectively add more on. So we're taking the state pegs and we are shaving them, but I think that we can do just a little line up here like this, and the let pegs equal, let's see, so we're building whichever one is bigger. Trying to think if there's like a cool way to do this. I don't think there is. So history dot pegs dot length is greater than state dot pegs dot length. History pegs, state pegs greater than. If it's equal, then we don't care, but I will include that just in case we don't, just so that we don't fall in that weird, you know what I mean? What happens if it's not greater, or what happens if it's the same in this situation? I guess if it's the same, it's not greater. So it would go to this. I think I want that actually, yeah. I don't think I want them. Yeah, I want that. And then we can just remove this and say pegs. So whichever one's bigger is going to be the one that we're working with. I'm not quite there yet, I don't think. because it's filtering off of let's see, I think what we'll do is we'll make this the initial pegs, and this one will make the target pegs. And it'll be I'm wondering if we can just do like initial pegs at length equals history pegs at length, yeah. But then what we want for that to be though is if it's equal to whatever, we want it to be the opposite here. So if the initial pegs is equal to the history pegs, then we want the target pegs to be equal to the state pegs. I think we want it to follow this exact pattern here, except opposite, right? Yeah, it's the same. It's okay if we use the same Boolean. In fact, we can repeat the Boolean. We can go const is redo is that. So we can say that that's the is redo without passing it in. It's something that naturally occurs. So if is redo, then the initial pegs are going to be the initial pegs are going to be the state pegs. Well, okay. So what we're doing is we're on one we are taking the state and we are filtering it, and then on the other we're taking the state and we're adding on to it. So here, we'll do this. No matter what, we are taking the state, but you could think of the redo as taking the, I mean, just replacing the state, right? We're just replacing it at that point, right? Right? I'm trying to think. Taking the state and we're just replacing it. So we can't, first of all, yeah, let me just, there we go. So we can't filter something that doesn't exist in it already. We can't add via a filter. So it's either going to be all of the redo stuff or that filter state right there. So I'm cool with it being like let pegs equal state dot pegs dot length is greater than history dot pegs dot length. It's not history that we're going to, but yeah. Sorry guys, having a meltdown here. Yeah, we are doing prev state, so it's not called history. We call it prev state. All right, so if history dot length, but that's actually going to be prev state, right? That length is equal to state dot pegs dot length. Yeah, well, how about return? And then this is where we can start to do that. If prev state dot length is greater than the pegs, then if it's greater than, that means that we are redoing, right? If it's greater than, then we're redoing. And we do want it to just be equal to itself. And then otherwise we want to use this figure, I believe. I believe very much so. Right? And then pegs is pegs, right here. What am I missing? What am I missing? Come on, what am I missing? I don't need to return the state, no. I don't see it. Oh, I see it now. This little guy. Missing that guy. Perfect. And no, I'm not returning the state. Nope. That doesn't happen here. Alright, what's up, guys? Sorry I've been ignoring you. 1 second. Oh, looks like you've been ignoring me too. That's fitting. That's fitting, guys. That's fair. Alright, no problem. I understand. What am I doing? Yeah, did we fix it? Did we implement it? Whatever. Hardly. We broke it. We broke it. Alright, well, whatever. I'm gonna do it a different way. I'm tired of all this. Tired of it. Doesn't need to be fancy. I don't want it to be fancy. Just want it to work. Blah, blah. Yeah, get rid of that. I'm gonna start from right here. Yeah, I'm just gonna even just not do that at all. So... I don't want it to be redo state, I don't think. I do want it to be just, I think I want it to be the, yeah, that's fine. I think that's completely fine. Alright. Let's try it out. Alright, I can control Z. I'm hitting control Y, and I think it's adding it in a weird place. It's not quite working, but that's alright. Let's make it do something crazy, or just that. Let me make sure that the redo state is actually being built. It's not, I don't think. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So undo history. I think I want to use that like that. Hopefully that'll work. All right, let's see. Nah, no good. Any errors? No, unfortunately. Do I not have it bound? Hold on. Yeah, I do have it bound. That's good. We can do, like, you know, checking to see if it works or whatever, but... Alright, so redo is here. And what we want to do... see exactly what's going on. So we're just spreading the state. What are we doing here different? So there we got state, yeah, pegs, map, and then if we find it in the history, then we're removing it, right? Here, it's not quite like that. We might have to do a little bit more here for redo, just to add pegs, because we can remove them. The only way to add them in is to actually create the thing again, right? I think so. Let me console log this and see exactly what it is. I'm not exactly sure. Okay. An array. That looks like the right thing. Except it added that in. I don't know why it added that in. Yeah, hold on. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, Control Z. Now Control Y. Control Shift I. Alright, so I believe on my Control Y I have an array of 2, right? Right, yeah, so I have an array of 2. That's not correct. It's actually not correct. So that's actually not correct. And now I can't Control Z. How did I break Control Z? Okay, yeah. I meant to pass that into the state history push. Okay. Alright, let me try that again. I got excited because I definitely thought that that would work. Alright, so I add 1, 2, 3. I press Control Z, and then press Control Y, and then Control Shift I. And you see, I still have an array of 2. Not correct. So let's go ahead and get that pushed in. Before we dork with it. Wait a minute. Were we pushing 2 states? Yeah, we were pushing 2 states. Yeah, we shouldn't be pushing 2 states. Let's see. Let me think about it for a second. What actually goes here? So when I'm redoing, I'm taking the undo, and then that becomes the state. And whatever the state was before that, though, that's my redo. So this looks correct. Just move this over a little bit more. There we go. This, I believe, is correct. So let's test it out. Okay, no. Again, got really excited and thought it was just going to work. All right, 1, 2, 3. Now, what do we got for this array? Still an array of 2. Now, how is that happening? I believe that this is because we need to use the spread operator to create a copy of the state. Not the pegs necessarily, just the state. But I you know, whatever. Okay, that wasn't the right place to do that. Wait, wasn't it the right place to do that? Hold on. Maybe I created an error actually. Let me see what I got. Let's see, I find that. And then, so yeah, doesn't work. Control Shift I. Yeah, I created an error. State is not iterable. Okay, state is not iterable because it is an object. Not necessarily a, not an array. I don't even have to qualify that with necessarily. It is not an array. Okay. Something happened there. I thought it did. Again, too excited. 1, 2, 3. Control Z, Control Y, Control Shift I. What happened? Okay, still an array of 2. Still an array of 2. Let's see. I'm wondering if does it grow when I do that? No, it doesn't. It's not even firing, huh? I don't see any console loggies. I don't see any. Stupid Copilot, go away. Yeah, I don't see any undoies. Oh well. Let's see. Oh. I see. So we have 1. And then it's like it goes away. That's okay. But all right, let's see what the 1 is. Since we do have it one time, we can see what the 1 is. State history.push state. No. I don't think that's right. So we have arrays of 2 times. Something is lost there too. Huh. Okay. Wondering if I just blank it out, will that do anything? I think not. I think not. I think it has to... If I wanted to remove them, I could set them to is removed true. If I wanted to, but I don't want to. I don't know if that's going to be it. Because that's a filtrate. That's a filter. It's not going to fix the control Y issue. It's a filter. So we are undoing. We just did something. Then we undo it. And then we're pushing the state to this undo history. Now, where are we pushing to the regular state history? So we're pushing state both times. Okay. A clone of state, which does work. Then we're using the redo state, and we're assigning the state with the redo state mapped pegs, which should be, in this case, one more peg than we have on the board after we do redo. So but it doesn't seem like that's exactly what's happening. Somewhere else we're like reassigning this value. It's linked or something. I don't know how. I hate JavaScript. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, so Control Z, and I'm Control Ying, and we should have an array of 4. Or we would if it worked correctly. Of 6. Of 6. How does it 6? How is it 6? Do you know? How is it 6? Okay, see there, nothing in the console. Control Z. We got 4 on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. Control Y. Control Shift I. Okay. 8. How is it 8? How is it 8? I see 4 with parent null. Or 3 with parent null. Look at that. What is that? I don't know. Probably just a glitch. Okay. Man, I didn't think that this would be so hard. They need to be re-added to the scene, don't they? I mean, it's not enough for me. It's not enough for me just to be removing these from this scene, I think. So we have this draw board, and if it's rendered or removed or whatever, then it's not added to the scene. So how are we going to add these to the scene? There's a couple ways that we can do it. But I think that we can set this to rendered false for now. So, yeah, okay. This is this thing that I put in here, and then I forgot that I put it in. Okay, so on redo. So we have redo state. There's another way to do this, and I just saw it in the console. So we can use... Hey, Mr. DSA, good to see you. One of my oldest subscribers. Some plain old JS, 3JS. Yes, we are on 3JS. I do not like JavaScript, by the way. I just said that. I do not like JavaScript. For this very reason. It's probably just me. It's probably a skill issue, to be fair. Okay, so if it is a new peg, then we need to add it to the scene, basically. Okay. So how do we define if it's a new peg? I saw that we had in here, I mean, I'm sure that this is a perfectly valid way that I have here. But in here we have the parent set to null, which is something I could easily take advantage of. So here in my pegs array, you see all of these parent null, 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 null. That means they're not added to the scene. So I think, yeah, so it's not added to the scene, so we need to add it to the scene, right? So we are working with an object right here, peg, peg, and then what we want to do is set the user data to rendered is not false, but if it is a new peg, then rendered is false, so not new peg. Alright, let's see if that does anything other than break the console. Oh, it's definitely broken. Object dot removed from parent is not a function. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Alright. Let's close that before it blows up and kills us all. Alright. So we are creating an object that becomes it loses its methods at some point. And I think that would be the point right there. So what we can do is we can do peg.user data dot rendered equals not new peg. And that's as far as I'll go for right now. And then we can return the peg. And I think that might be the way to do it. I remember we did it a similar way earlier. 2, 3, Control Y, Control Y. Nope. Yeah, no. Any errors? No. No errors. Why don't we just set all the rendereds to false? Why not do that? We'll just re-render them all. Just for now. Nope. That didn't work. But what's the issue? So we have user data rendered And let me just check, is that what we're calling it here? Yep. And then we set it to true. We add the object to the scene. The only thing that I don't see happening there, well, I don't see anything happening there, but we need to make sure. History push, build state from history. Return the peg, peg's map. Set the peg there. And then we're doing peg.user data removed. That's all correct. That's all correct. That's all correct. Removed and rendered are both false. That looks good. Okay, sweet. Yeah, sweet. Alright, that looks good. Alright, let's see if it works with larger objects. So let's get the rectangle. So we should see each of these rectangles disappearing and then reappearing. Okay, the way that the control Y works is kind of jank. Here, let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Undo 1, 2, 3. And then you see how it all just becomes one thing. Yeah, that's not what we want. That is not what we want, but close, getting close. Not quite, Mr. DSA. It almost works. It's not quite there yet. Save the dots. Mark it false to not show when undo. Like for each dot. So the issue that I was having was that when I created a copy of the 3JS object, it did not retain its methods. Using the spread operator, it doesn't retain its methods. I think that for you to have a class where you copy all of its methods, I think you use deep copy, but there might be another way to do it using clone methods. How did I build the history thingy? So right now what we're doing is we have click events every time you click, and we have hover events every time you hover, and they're all calling the same function that's called handle main. And the preview pegs are the ones that are showing like the ghostly pegs like this, and then the non-preview ones are the other ones. Every time we're laying down the non-ones, then we're pushing to the state history, and then when we press Control Z, we do all that stuff that we just went over. And then the renderer is running continuously on a loop, and whenever we are adding pegs, we're setting the is dirty variable on here, which probably should be in the state, but it's not currently. Anyway, we're setting that to true, and then we run through this, which either adds something to the scene or removes it from the scene. And when I came into this, I forgot about this part of it, which I had made for this specifically. So yeah, it's all good. It got figured out. What's happening right now, though, is that the redo history is like canceling out the undo history, which is no bueno. So let's see how we can fix that. Over here on main.js, let's go back to our redo function here. Yes. And we'll see. We're not doing anything to undo state right now. So we press Control Y, Control Y, Control Y, and then Control Z again. And then we are like undoing all of them at once. This says state history push ... state. I don't think so. I could try that. It's not very, doesn't seem very intuitive to me. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that works. Looks like it works perfectly. My brain's not really capable of handling that right now, like understanding that, but fine. Looks beautiful to me. That's a little weird. It's not, they're not coming back in their own shapes, like almost. See that? That's weird. That's weird. Ooh. Alright, so I think that we need to filter out the preview pegs. So we got the map, and we can do right here, removed is peg dot is preview, or not new peg. No, I don't like that. Or peg.userdata.removed. Let's see if that works a little bit better. Hence JS for 3D rendering. Hence JS is crappy for 3D rendering. So the JS is crappy, but it's not the 3D rendering that is crappy. So the 3D rendering mostly is taking place on a engine called Web GPU, and it's like a compiled code. So that part is not JavaScript. The part of it that is like controlling the interface, and the part that is like all my parts of it, that's running on JavaScript. So like the bulk of the work is done not JavaScript. It's kind of confusing. But I'm telling you, my next thing I'm gonna do, not JavaScript. I need to finish this one. Still quite a few things to do. But yeah, definitely gonna get away from JavaScript next time, because it sucks. Okay, but now, all right. So need to make sure this is working properly, and it looks like I broke it. Yeah, broke it. No problem. I'm getting it fixed. Yeah, I'm glad you're interested in it, you know. Not a lot of people seem to be interested in it. Okay, that works at least. Okay, let's go and make some circles. Circles? I'm still trying to figure out why it's doing like it's having a strange behavior, you know? Like not finishing up all the pegs. I think I know what that is actually. So there's something that's running on a timeout here, or on an interval, and as is running, let's see, if not is as it's running, it's like cleaning it up kind of. I just have to figure out where it is. If you're controlling the matrix with JavaScript, it ain't a good idea, to be honest. I'm not controlling the matrix with JavaScript directly, but 3JS is. Saying too, yeah. Holding the matrix, changing the matrix, looping through the matrix, that is likely all done on the JavaScript side. It has to be. Because that's the IO for web GPU. It will accept a matrix. So yeah, you're right. I think the loop is unnecessary. Might be what you're saying. The loop might be unnecessary. And it probably is the cause for this kind of performance issues here. All right. Yeah, the memory usage, I'm sure, is a lot, but it's something I'm going to fix. Right now, Control Y is the target, and it almost works. That right there is just. And then that is stuck on the screen. Alright, let's get it fixed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And then that preview is stuck on there. That's no bueno. No bueno. Okay. So we need to filter out the previews, I think. Completely. So back in main, redo. So the is preview should be removed by here, but I mean I can just filter it secondarily like this. Not that. But actually, no, we don't want to do that. I just realized we don't want to do that. We absolutely don't want to do that. We want to take... Actually, we might be wanting to concatenate onto this, because the way that the loop works is if it's not there, it's going to lose it. So we need to concatenate on the preview pegs to here as well and mark them as removed, because they may not necessarily be here in the redo state. They may not. Yeah. So we'll go let prev state equals that figure, and all right, Mr. DSA, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for your suggestions, and good luck with your issues you're dealing with. All right, so there's the prev state, and we're taking the tags and we're mapping them. That's fine. But then there we don't have the preview pegs. Is there something that we're doing before that to get rid of the preview pegs? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But they somehow come out of the state. That's what has happened here. It's no longer a part of the state. I can't erase it. So if it's no longer a part of the state, that means that it was in the redo history, this thing, and not, or it was in the state and not in the redo history. So I believe that's all we need to do right there. We just need to concatenate them together. And then the rest of the loop should take care of that. But it looks like there's an error. Maybe not. No? Okay. Well, I guess if we are concatenating them together, then we're not filtering them, huh? So maybe we need to do filtering. The ones that we need to filter from state are just the ones that are not, that are in previous state. So we can open up a function like this, and we could say if let exists in prev, yeah, whatever, and then if it exists in the previous, then we'll return it, or if it's a preview. But I think if it doesn't exist in the preview, that's what we want. If it doesn't exist there, then we want it. That's why we are doing this whole thing. And then also the previous state. I guess that's kind of oxymoronic now that I think about it. It's not really going to do anything, huh? So if it doesn't exist, blah blah. Yeah. And if it is a preview, because I think that's really the only ones that we're dealing with, which makes the only one kind of unnecessary. Doesn't seem to be working. Well, what if I just filter them all? Am I on the right track at least? If I just filter them all, if I say turn true here, we don't want anything from the state pegs. We just want the previous state pegs. Does that restore the function of my control Y? No, it doesn't. So we have a different issue. Different than the one I was thinking I was dealing with. So let's see. Nope. No. Nothing there. So to take this previous state and just simply assign that on the pegs like this, does that restore the function of the control Y? No, it doesn't, surprisingly. So let's go back to where it does work. Because now I don't even know what broke it. It's the removed false. So we set that to false every single time. But I don't think we want to do that. We'll just set it to the opposite of his preview. Okay, still works. Still properly dissipating. Okay. I have one preview peg that's still there, which is lame. It means something didn't work correctly. I hate that little freaking thing. You know, I just don't think that previews have any place in history at all. Right? But then again, they kind of do, because if they're not there, then they'll get missed by the renderer and they'll persist on the screen. So removed is equal to is preview. But I think we want it to be is preview and new peg. So which means that if it's in the current state, like if we're adding it in, but I think it's not new peg. Yeah, not new peg. Okay, yeah. I had my cursor over it so I couldn't see it. But I think that's proper. Okay, so far so good. No. That's weird. That's not the effect that I wanted it to have. Huh. It's a weird effect. There's one little peg there. Why would it do that? It's a really weird effect. not the worst, but I think that I would want this to be total, you know? I don't want to see like one peg there, like randomly or whatever. Kind of worked that time, that's good. See that right there, how I got caught in between, kind of? I guess it's still okay. I don't know, dude. I could definitely see. I can see where I would get frustrated by that. And that's the goal. We're trying to make this to where it's not frustrating. I think we need just a little bit more odd here. Just a little bit more. So I can easily make this perform the way that I expect it by just slowing down like this. See, that did everything that I expected it to. Because it was slowed down. Now. How long does that take? Well, I think that it would be safe to say that if we went an entire frame without removing anything, then we're resting, and we should allow the control Z, control Y to continue when we're resting. So let's say that. So define a variable, call it resting. And we will say, every time here, we'll say resting is true. And if we do anything here, if we render or if we remove, we'll set resting to false. Actually, let's make it the first thing that we do, just in case there's some weirdness going on. Alright, so resting to true. If we do anything, resting becomes false. Maybe that should be something on state. But a little bit more of an infrastructural change for that, but see if we can deal with this like this. Okay, so over here on main, we got Control Z, undo, redo. And those work as global functions. And so we would either need to manipulate the state or have these moved over there to the renderer. I think I'll work on that another time. Don't need this right now. Yeah, I think I'll have to work on that another time. Either that, or we could do maybe there's a more snapshotted way to do it. So rather than taking the state, maybe we could just take the penultimate undo history. So we're using state here in the state history, but wondering, can we just use something from state history? Yeah, like that. Because that should be something that's more concrete, not changing constantly like state. Okay, that was not the desired effect, unfortunately. Yeah, no, that didn't work. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and call this a day. Make sure that this works, get it committed, and we will optimize it, whatever, later. Yeah. For me, at least it goes forward and backward, kind of, yeah. When the timing thing, I think, is a small issue that we can fix. Okay. Alright. And I'll designate that that's the first iteration of that. Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody for joining in and making suggestions, all that stuff. We implemented Control Y redo, and we fixed the point that was kind of broken. So anyway, appreciate you guys. I will check you guys next time. Peace out.